So there are two reasons for this video. One is to give a shout out to Muddy Tiger Outdoors. He's doing a 150 subscribers giveaway, and all he really wants is a shout out, and I'm absolutely pleased to do that because I like the channel. And I want to put a rider clause on that I'd like all you guys, if you're willing, to check out some of the smaller channels, because I have a small channel, and every time I get a new subscriber, I feel good about what I do here, you know. And you know, like, we can't all be a massive channel like, you know, Wrangler Star or, you know, Valtanvek or, you know, Bushcraft Bartons, yet. You know, a lot of us are still trying to work up to, you know, our first 1,000 subscribers, our first 500 in my case. And so, you know, just check out some of the smaller channels. It doesn't cost you anything if you're just sort of browsing around the YouTubes and you see a new guy, a new bushcraft guy or a new prepper or something. Check him out. And if you like him, spread the word. And I like Muddy Tiger, so I'm spreading the word. But that's enough about that. I'm serious though. I'll put a link to him down in the show notes. He's got some cool stuff to say. The second is for Mr. Ron Swanson. He asked for us to come up with a design for either like a knife sheath or a fire kit or something, you know, something else. I decided I'm not going to do the knife sheath because I'm happy with all my sheaths, but I'm not happy with my fire kit. You guys have seen that little square box I have. It's not big enough. I'm always stuffing and trying to jam it together, and what I don't have in there because of that is like the emergency stuff. You know, I've got all the stuff for, you know, what interests me. I've got my fire steel, my flint, I've got, you know, a ferro rod, all the stuff when I'm making fire for my enjoyment. But I don't have a lot of room for, you know, oh crap, now what kind of fire starting, you know. I managed to jam a big lighter in there, you know, but it's not big enough. And that sort of made me think about what I'm doing when I'm in the forest and collecting tinder and stuff. Just sort of like, I guess I was percolating in a tangentialized stream of consciousness. So I've come up with a fire kit that may be a little extravagant, so I wasn't going to do this video, but you know, I like Ron a lot, and as I keep saying, I do the VRs to show appreciation, not to get the swag. So I'm just going to show this so that Ron, maybe this will end up in your product line at some point or something. So what I've come up with is sort of a bag. Okay. That sort of, you know, comes over, it's got a flap, attaches, I guess, near the bottom. Sort of a heavy leather with maybe a softer leather on the sides. Show again, right? This would be like a heavy leather for strength, but then here on the sides it doesn't have to be so strong. And then on either side would be a pocket for an Altoids tin. Oh, spruce resin. Don't know what I'm going to do with that yet, but I collected it anyway. I don't really know how big this would have to be yet. I'm still kind of percolating on it, but I realized I didn't know when his deadline was, so I figured I would just show you what I got. So yeah, one of those on either side. And then when you open it up, the compartments. Okay, so here are your two Altoids tin compartments on the outsides. Then inside, it would be split into a compartment that's, like, in my case, big enough for my Trangia, my little metal thing, right? Over here would be a compartment with a big, like, inside a soft leather bag for, you know, tinder when you're out collecting cedar bark or whatever. So whatever would Ron's standard sized bag would be. And then in here, because I use that small little stove almost all the time, what I figured would be in here for, like, just in case I'm not finding anything, I would have a whole bunch of little, there, a whole bunch of little sticks, dried sticks, sort of standing up. What I've got for when I'm doing fires at my house in my little stove is I've got some large Rubbermaids with, like, every time I see a branch that's fallen on the street or something, I take it home, I chop it into, like, little lengths. So I would, you know, put a bunch of those standing up in the middle, just in case I'm not finding anything out in the forest and I really want to start a fire. So that was my original concept. Oh yeah, and on either side up at the top, like you see, it just sort of flops over, and then right here on both sides there'd be like brass D-rings to put a leather, like a shoulder strap on. Because when I'm out carrying, what I meant to say was when I'm out gathering, you know, tinder and stuff, I don't bring my backpack. I just like to sling my axe on. The cool axe carrier that Ron made me has come in very useful. I just put my axe on, and I would just put just the fire kit over my shoulder, and, you know, so that I'm not carrying too much stuff in my hands, and I'm not carrying a big backpack. Also, I'm thinking brass buckle. There's a reason for that. I need to be able to get this thing open when it's 40 below Celsius, guys. 40, which I think is actually the same in Fahrenheit, isn't it? Or pretty close. 40 below, and I've got gloves on. And a buckle, you can kind of do it, you know, because you don't have to be really... Okay, if the buckle is large enough, you can do it with gloves on. Maybe not mitts, but, you know... or even if your hands are cold, you can just sort of, you know, yank it off. I'm not sure about how other enclosures would work in the same circumstances. I'm not convinced that they wouldn't. It's just, this is what I thought of. I have sort of an alternate idea as well, which, Ron, you might like better. And so it's the same general plan, except instead of putting the two Altoids pockets on the outside, on one side there's like a rolled up tinder pouch, kind of a leather version of that roly-poly that Maxpedition makes, right? So that, like, if I'm gathering stuff, I see something, I just unroll it. I think you've got some pouches already that actually work really well for this. And I just, you know, I'm working stuff. I think that would be pretty cool. In which case, for the two tins, it'd be like two T-shaped, you know, holders. See? That's the leather. Inside there's the tin. That would be aligned with inside the very center of the top of the strap. Not the strap, the cover. Do you see those? Right? So that it's sitting at the top. It simplifies the... Still D-rings for in case, you know, for a strap. That might actually be a better concept. It'd definitely be easier to use. Because if I'm breaking out these, well, maybe not. Because, like, when I was collecting my the spruce, I wasn't like what I've been using the Altoids tins for up until now is just, you know, like in here there's charred punk wood, right? I take it out when I'm going to start a fire, or I take it out when there's a fire going and I'm going to create punk. But if I'm collecting stuff like that, maybe it's better to have maybe just one pocket for an Altoids tin on the other side or something, or one pocket plus the two. I don't know. Ron, I know that when you get an idea, you like to work on it yourself as well. So this was just some concepts that, if you like, go nuts. If I don't win, I would be pleased to save up the money to buy one of these if you ever decided to make something related to this. I know it might be a little more sort of extravagant than what you were hoping to get, so just consider it maybe an idea. I guess that's it. It's the 2nd of January. On New Year's, my band and we played a gig at the Black Watch, which, if you're not from Canada, that's the Royal Highland Regiment of Canada. I think most Commonwealth countries have a black watch. Anyway, got home at 4, so yesterday was a complete write-off. And it's funny when I was like in my 20s doing these gigs, get home at 4, got to work the next day, wake up, boom, let's go. Got to go to class, got to go to work, no problem. But now that I'm 42, it takes me like 2 days to get over something like that. Anyways, it was a good time, and now we're 2015, and never thought we'd make it. So happy New Year! Have a great week. Have a great month. Muddy Tiger, I hope this was good for you. Ron, I hope this was good for you. I hear you're having computer problems at the moment, so I actually hope that you get to see this. And so that's all she wrote. Thanks for watching, guys. Oh. The reason I'm still doing it on the iPhone is because I'm still having massive computer problems. I've ordered a new hard drive. Now I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to try to install it myself or pay the Apple Store. iMac is a little scarier than, your typical PC to get into. So I hope to be getting back on the horse with, true production value sometime soon. But for now, this one's going to go up straight from the phone. So sorry about that, guys. And that really is all she wrote. Thanks for watching.